The excitement of a city's lights at night. Where else could such synonyms of gaiety be spelled out in the sky but Paris, city of gaiety? Gay by night, gay and bright by day. So come down from the clouds and breathe in some of the atmosphere in a 24-hour jaunt around a city that takes your breath away. The wide boulevards and new riverside motorways make the sort of magic carpet that we're famous for. So let's go with this couple along the Seine for their first view of what everyone expects to see first in Paris, the Tour Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower, what else? Up there, 7,000 tons of steel, 2.5 million rivets, unshaken for 66 years. When it was built for the Great Exhibition, it was described as an extravagant chandelier, but it gives you the topmost view of the Parisian panorama. Paris is yours to enjoy. The most startling thing you'll see is the Sacre Coeur watching the heights like a Turkish mosque. Around the cathedral, a village within a city, Montmartre. Artists flock to enjoy the backdrop of benevolent beauty here at the Place de Tertre. And with them come the tourists like us. Who could resist the flattery always afforded to the good sitter? Artists and models absorbing the atmosphere. Who wouldn't want to look like the happiest girl in the world on a working holiday like this? And to enjoy Paris, you must feel like a Parisian and be proud of its monuments, like the Opera, or amid the rush and bustle, fall in love with the antique-looking, bone-shaking buses which Parisians insist must retain their pre-war look. Paris is famous for everything, but most of all, food. So let's start with essentials, here at Les Halles, where you can organize a banquet in one basket. Les Halles is like London's Smithfield Market, Covent Garden and Billingsgate. Meat, vegetables and fish, all under one roof. Here's food for a city. And food for the mind, too. Come and browse in the open air along the left bank and sift through the sentences. Or just sit and watch as it takes your fancy. The fancy may fly free, but not if it's a fancy bird in a gilded cage. This parade of plumage is unique in Europe, a Sunday morning bird market where you can find a flash of color from an African jungle deep in the heart of a Western capital. Not as free as air, but the air in Paris is an aperitif itself. So let's whet our appetites and eat, whether it's cordon bleu or good plain French fare. Let's get down to that most serious and essential of Parisian pastimes. Time to relax and enjoy the big city pleasures. But in our 24-hour flying visit, we've got to get up and go again, gliding along the beautiful boulevards. Parisians claim it's the sternest test of a driver's skill to negotiate this feverish network, which is probably the world's busiest turnabout, la Place de la Concorde. But suddenly you're in countryside. Where else but Paris could you find a woodland setting in the heart of a city? Here in the Bois de Boulogne. It has that miles from anywhere feeling. The irrepressible gendarme reminds us where we are, although you wouldn't expect him to be making way for a toy train to go puffing across the boulevard. It's on its way to the children's zoo. But we've got to go to the races, to Longchamp, a course that provides the Parisian punter with a doorstep temptation to flutter away the time on the tote. And we've come on the right day, the racing day of the year for Paris and all France. We're all set for the richest prize in Europe's racing calendar. the £75,000 Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. Just watch the English Derby winner, Seabird II, streak past the post, confirming its reputation for being a fortune on four legs. A victory well worth acclaiming, as France's own Statue of Liberty, a copy of the original gift to the United States, seems to be approving. But we're away from the feverish excitement of the turf to drift and enjoy the scenery on the banks of the Seine. The aquabus provides the ideal floating rostrum from which to gaze at the beautiful bridges that span this most graceful and unspoiled of city waterways. Under the bridges of Paris, the slow and easy way to see a city. This most leisurely journey makes an apt foretaste for the climax of our river cruise, as all the delicate strength of Notre Dame's architectural rhetoric sweeps into sight. The Cathedral of Notre Dame, built in the 12th century, dominates Ile de Cité, one of Paris's islands in the Seine. Notre Dame offers us more than spiritual uplift. Here there are more vistas to enjoy as Paris spreads beneath. And inside there's a greater glory still, a galaxy in glass. Centuries of light shed like silent sacred halos, worlds away from the naughty night lights that electrify that other way of life, La Vie Parisienne.